We've got an SUV which we bought because with all the kids.
Is it paying out of the check?
No, the SUV payment is paid every month.
How much is it?
It's $350 a month.
And what's the balance on that?
We just got it a couple months ago, so it's about 20 grand.
Okay. All right.
Because we were in two real small cars, but we didn't have no seat belt.
Don't give me any excuses, man. You've been totally making stupid decisions, and you know it. You don't want to do that on the radio, do you?
No, you're right.
Don't talk to me about why this is smart. There's nothing smart in that purchase. You should have been walking before you did that deal. As messed up as your all's deal is. Oh my gosh. Okay. What are we going to do? Well, first, let's establish a couple of things. How old are you? 32?
I'm 31.
Yeah, looks like I've done this before. Okay. So, when I was 28, I went broke with a house full of little kids. So I've been right where you are, but with more zeros on the end. So anything you've done dumb, my man, I've done dumber. All right?
Okay.
Been there, done that. And let me tell you how I felt. I felt like the world's largest idiot, and my wife was pretty sure I was right. Meaning my self-esteem was crushed and my marriage was hanging on by a thread, and I didn't feel like a good dad, and I felt out of control, and I felt inept and stupid.
Right, I know that feeling, yeah.
And the only way that I survived turning around our financial situation in the middle of those kinds of emotions and overwhelming numbers and odds was I had to get very, very radical on a couple of things. Let me give you a couple of things to do. And then I'm going to help you, okay?
Okay.
Number one, you got to make sure you got a good, strong spiritual foundation in your life while you're doing this. So if your family's not in church, you make sure you're there. Number two, you give your wife lots of extra hugs a day for the purpose of reassurance. Because, Brian, the number one destroyer of marriages is right where you stand right now. Because if you guys hadn't had some huge fights based on fear, stress, and lowered self-esteem, you wouldn't be human right now.
Right.
You have had some huge fights.
Yes, sir. It's wearing down on both of us.
Yeah, it takes its toll. You're worn out. You're hopeless. You don't see anything at the end of the tunnel but an oncoming train. You know? And you know, that just, I'm not picking on you. I've been there, though. Right. And it just makes you feel, you know, you just want to give up on the whole thing, you know, in terms of marriage or whatever, you know, my job. I mean, this whole thing, I'm just not winning. I want to win occasionally. And people do very often. So let me just tell you, it's just money. Money comes and stuff comes and money goes and stuff goes. So you get your life prioritized very, very stringently, spiritually, marriage-wise, and then really start looking at your career. You've already done that. You're doing smart stuff there. And then let's move down to the last category, which is we've really got to do some ridiculously intense things with your spending habits because they've been really dumb. You told me that.
Right.
You bought an SUV you can't afford, you need to sell it. You need to get out every credit card and you need to cut them up, and you guys need to pinky swear and spit shake that you will never borrow money in your house again. If you don't do these things, Brian, you will not make it. And when you don't make it and you don't change your habits, 7 years from now you won't be making it again.